Hey, it's Aaron, the Metal Theologian. All right, so check it out. There's a fucking contest for Grown Man Record Night, and I mean, I like hyping them anyway, but it's a really good topic too, at least for me. So fucking, I mean, how many more times should I need to come on here and say go subscribe to Grown Man Record Night? You know, I've kind of been done that a shitload. So I hope you're all subscribed to Grown Man Record Night already, and you'll be like fucking watch this video and just get a laugh out of it anyway. So the topic is to show some records that basically you bought solely on the strength of the cover. And my first thought was, that's fucking easy, because that's like how I buy records for the most part. You know what I mean? This weird glare coming. I don't know, it's funny, I'm in a different place in the room though, obviously. And I'm getting to why in a second here. So, on the other hand though, if we're gonna really talk about like the last time I really had no idea what a record was gonna sound like and bought it solely based on the cover, dude, we might have to go back to when I was like in my early 20s or something like that. Just because, beyond a certain point, you kind of know what a record's gonna be about by looking at it. You know what I mean? Just, if you've heard enough different styles of music, and once in a while something will surprise you, but it's not very often something will really surprise you, and for something to really catch you flat-footed, it becomes really, really rare. And this isn't like me trying to flex about how much of my life I've spent listening to records, but I mean, just to be honest about it, I fucking have, and beyond a certain point, something's gonna catch you flat-footed. But I figured I was going too far down this rabbit hole, okay, and I was like gonna psych myself out and like convince myself there's no such fucking thing as an actual blind buy. When in fact, I actually have one right here because the last time I fucking did this. Now, see, I knew this was going to be a metal record. All right, but check this out. I actually remembered seeing this record in the shops when like around the time it came out, and like I basically, back then when I was like, I mean, when did this come out? 86 maybe. I don't see right now. 86, 87, 88, somewhere in there. But yeah, back then when I was like a snobby little kid who actually more sort of charitably, I didn't have a lot of money to just be throwing around to records like I did when I was a grown up and actually had income beyond an allowance. But something that looked this stupid I kind of thought was beneath contempt at the time. So I'd flip right past this on the way to the Anthrax records or whatever. But dude, if you fucking look at this, like I kind of forgot about it, and then like I saw it again, and I was like, holy shit, I need that. And I was kind of appalled by what it was going for. And I could just like listen to it online, but that would be too easy. So I didn't even listen to it before that. I like had it on the list, was like tempted, but it was just too much fucking money that people were asking for these. So when this reissue came out just earlier this year, this one and the second one both came out. I snapped them both up like that. And again, I had years to go and like just listen to the fucking shit on YouTube. But I didn't. I just waited because see with this cover, I knew it was going to be good. And you know something? I was right. But again, if you like metal, once in a while you come across a real term. For the most part, if you like certain idioms and that sort of thing, you're going to find something to like in a record, okay? This record happens to be distinctive for Thomas Zeller, or Thomas Zeller, who is maybe one of the worst fucking singers in heavy metal. I mean, it's really incredible and awesome. Like, the guy just has this fucking rasp, and like, to say he's out of tune would be like to imply that he was like sort of close to a tune, but he almost like the style. It's like I'm making it sound like he's not even trying. It's more like almost more like a talking sort of style, like the way Frank Zappa will sort of talk his way through a song, but with like sort of a metal rasp and a lot more sort of like behind it. You know what I mean? And it's just fucking perfect, man. I swear he's like probably one of my favorite singers. But technically, if you imagine like the opposite of Ronnie James Dio, yeah, I mean this guy makes he makes the fucking guy from Creator sound like tuneful and melodious. So anyway, so right there is one example. And by the way, this is what we're listening to right now. I just sort of like to tell we're listening to "Stand Up and Fight" by Quartz. So anyway, let me set these down though. So here's what we're gonna try and do. That was just like an extra one. I blind buy records. If we're just going by I saw the cover and I bought it because I thought the cover was dank. like I could probably, well, basically, I'm just gonna do this 5 random records style because I'm pretty confident that I can just pull out 5 records at random and tell you what it was about the cover that made me buy it. And maybe I had some idea who they were, but if it's a band, but if I pull something out where like I had heard the band before I bought it, it won't count. Okay, so we'll see how this goes. And we're already kind of off to a bad start because I didn't bother like getting dice for this, but it's all fucked up now anyway because it's like, let's see, 16, 20, 22, 24, 26, 27. So I don't have a 27-sided die. Like, it's just a fucked up kind of number of record cubes. So I'm just gonna fucking wing it anyway. Besides, in this position in the room, it's a little bit harder. Incidentally, Spencer sends his regards. Like, longtime viewers, I was hoping he could join me with this, but like, he had some fucking headaches. Like, some of you already know about this stuff, but you know, he's trying to get his car going, and there were issues with that. And like, the last couple of days he was here, I just didn't want to ask him to do something like that because he probably wouldn't be feeling it. But Spencer's also a longtime fan of Grown Man Record Night, so. Alright, so here, I don't even know how to fucking do this, because I feel like Chode just like sort of reaching randomly, but you know. This doesn't have to be completely random. I'm just going to sort of go through and just pull something out, okay? So, man, right here. Now, honestly, I didn't love this record. I think it's pretty good. Scott Waters loves this thing. He thinks it's fantastic. I think it's very good and interesting and a little bit unusual, but not tremendous. But I got it on the strength of the cover. And some recommendations in fairness, okay? I'd heard it was good, but I didn't like go, oh, I gotta sample this on YouTube before I fucking roll the dice on that shit. So, okay, here's another one. So this isn't super random, but I think you can tell I'm not exactly like digging real deep. But this record I'd never heard before I rolled the dice on it. I don't remember what I paid for this one. Probably a lot less than what it would go for now. I mean, it was not like a colossal amount of money, but fucking look at that. You got the colored pencil. Like, look at that Pegasus looking all like fucking doped out. And then like, obviously that demon is all like, fuck. You know? I don't really know what this means. Like, the more you think about this cover, sort of the cornier it gets, or the less sense it makes. But like, Raw Energy, like with that logo, and like this kind of half-assed typeset on the back. Which, you know, in fairness, this is before, these guys probably didn't have computers. In 1988. But yeah, dude, fucking, that's all I need. So just for fun here, there's one particular one that I remember that really sucks. So, and since this is like sort of, you know, loosely counts as a metal one, I feel like I can include this one and sort of make the point, you know what I mean? Shit, where is it? It's not the rollerball. Yeah, this one, dude. Now look at this cover. And there's a little hype sticker on there, right? Rare metal. Now you see, it does. They also were smart enough to put the word Texas on there. But you see, I would have found that. They're from Pasadena, Texas. I don't know where that is actually. But look at these guys, man. Look like such weenies. But this record really sucks. Like, it kind of sounds like him. I wanted it to sound like him or him. But it kind of sounded like the guy who looks like the fucking new wave guy with his dorky ass bullshit tie. Yeah, fuck that dude. So this record, man, it fooled me. Now, I kind of got the last laugh because it turns out this thing's worth a lot more money than what I paid for it. But it's really a piece of shit. Rock Brigade. That actually kind of should have been my tell that there might be something wrong. Is when they spell something wrong in a way that's like kind of funny. You know, like spelling rock like that and brigade. It's like they think they're like funny and like that's kind of a bad sign. You know, sometimes they can get away with that shit. But here, right next to it is one that I'm pretty sure I didn't hear before I bought it. This is an Italian one by Rollerball. Outlast the Game. And I mean, look at that. You know what I mean? It's a similar sort of aesthetic in that it's really sort of simple, but look how spare the art is. You know what I mean? The reason I'm not so sure about this one is because this doesn't necessarily look like it'd be a metal record even, you know? Now there are a couple little tells, like Max Bell does vocals and shout, which for an Italian record is perfectly articulated as far as what I'm concerned. And Fabrizio Ricciardelli, or Ricciardelli actually, I guess it'd be, he plays axes. So yeah, you know? Where was this one? Oh yeah, over here. Okay. So yeah. But yeah, it's like I can just go on and on. This is kind of too easy, you know what I mean? Shit. Yeah, that's not what I bought based on the cover. I don't even know why I bought that one. Not this one I didn't buy based on the cover either. I heard this one was good. It's not. It's fucking horrible, dude. It's on Megaforce, but it sounds like them. It doesn't sound like a Megaforce title. So I don't know if that was their deal with Atlantic at the time or whatever, but it's all bad, dude. Take my word for it. Or don't, but that you can be your tough shit because the record's a turd. Alright, let's see. I'm just gonna go back to the random thing and see what I find. Okay, so this one doesn't count. Because this is a great record, actually, which I'm taking the trouble to pull it out. But I actually bought this at the recommendation of a friend who is a big St. Vitus fan. It's not like I didn't see, I mean, I've known who St. Vitus were since the 80s when I used to see their records around, their SST records, right? By the time this one came out, I don't know, it was kind of my metal low point, and I hadn't really latched on to Doom anyway. I mean, I knew Trouble and shit, but St. Vitus just kind of sort of went by me, okay? So, so I got that one. It's a relatively cheap reissue. I didn't think much of it until I saw St. Vitus live, like maybe a year or something like that later. I have to go and figure it out. But they just blew me away, and I love telling that story because there aren't a whole lot of bands where seeing them live, like, put me onto them that way. You know what I mean? It's like, generally speaking, I either like a band or I don't, or I go because I'm interested or whatever. But St. Vitus, I went because it was St. Vitus. And it was like, I shouldn't really pass up this opportunity. But they completely blew my fucking mind. I literally went out and bought all their records after that. I have like this thick-ass St. Vitus section now. And I've played all these fucking records too. But they're not on topic. Okay. Here's a good one though. Now again, you're gonna notice a theme. These are all like sort of the obscure ones. It's because, I mean, I don't have any recollection of not having heard of Metallica. You know what I mean? It's just there's nothing here that's gonna be like, oh yeah, I got. Well, Iron Maiden, honestly. Now their covers piqued my interest. I saw that shit around and it kind of blew my mind. But I was like, when I first like discovered Iron Maiden, I was like 11. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think I bought my tape of Peace of Mind before I was even 12. I think it was just 11 because it was their newest one at the time. God damn it, it's a long time ago. Anyway, this one by Salem's Law. Actually, this is another one with a weird singer. You know what I mean? It kind of there's something about this that like I want to say it looks like it'd be on the proggier side, but it kind of doesn't. You know what I mean? But it kind of does. And that's kind of where the record falls too, actually. So in a way, it's really apt. You know, there's like Thunder of the Gods, but then there's Misanthrope, which is like kind of sounds a little more serious, just going off the cover, right? Anyway, they're called Salem's Law. The album's called Tale of Goblins Breed. And I rolled the dice on this guy. I mean, honestly, it's not great, you know what I mean? But it's a decent record. It's a fun listen. I don't have any regrets, you know, about having bought it. So, you know something? This one I bought based on the cover too. And this is one of the first, like, kind of like cool, like private pressing records that but this is one actually that I regretted not bringing to the video that I made with Chromie D about D&D records. Because look at that, that's just all over this thing. Now this thing is a little bit less sort of, I mean, it's epic in spirit. It's a little bit more working class in execution. And I love it for that, man. Yeah. Really every fucking song on this thing is great. Even the ballad, All Hail to the Queen, is a little long. but it doesn't, break the record. It ends and you get up and you want to flip it over. You're not like, ah, fuck, that's enough of that, and I'm gonna put on my fucking Testament records now. That's just awesome. And I would be doing y'all a disservice if I didn't point out this excellent figure right here. So, but I really just saw this because, where did I get this? Actually, I don't remember where I got this. I was living in LA, I'm pretty sure. But I don't remember where it actually came from, if I got it locally or if I sent away for it somewhere. Alright, Salem's Witch next to Salem's Law. This record's kind of too low. I can barely hear it. I'm sure it's not coming through at all. Alright. So I haven't been counting the records. Has it been 5 yet? It probably has. But it's only been 15 minutes worth of video, so what the fuck? Oh, these are the comps. There's going to be really good in here, probably. Yeah. Like this thing. This is actually an awesome record. It's like a Cleveland heavy metal comp. But I wouldn't necessarily have bought this just based on the cover. It does have an original Chris's Warped Records sticker on it, though. And I talk about the place I used to go on my lunch breaks when I was in high school and buy records. That was the spot right there. Alright, let's go back to the albums, because comps pretty much always have shitty covers. So, they're like those ebony comps are kind of good. Alright, this one I did not get based on the cover. Let's see what's adjacent to it. You know something? Actually, this is a good one. I'll tell you, I would fall for this cover again, and I'd fall for it again too. It's really not a great record. It's if you like that, sort of classic, German, sort of a little more raw than the countries where English is their first language, that kind of sort of vibe. This thing delivers. You know what I mean? It's not like this record right next to it. Actually, the Stormwind record, which is really kind of crap. I did not buy this. Well, I did. Well, no, I didn't really buy this one based on the cover, although I might have. I got this one because someone offered it to me really cheap, and I was basically just getting anything metal at the time that I could find, which means I pretty much collect exactly the same as I do now, except I had a lot less then. So, all right, here we go. This is a great one. Yeah, I didn't actually just buy this one directly. I sort of got this one through channels, but it was definitely the cover that put this on my radar. So I'm going to actually put this record on because it's fucking fantastic. It doesn't get the love it deserves, but this is the Street Child record. It's 4 tracks. All of them are great. It's a little bit late for the kind of shit that we kind of know and love. It's like 89, but it's so good, man. Yeah, this is actually kind of another one where the singer almost has more of a southern rock sort of vibe to him, but some of the writing is good epic stuff, so it's pretty solid, man. Alright, let's see if we can find 1 or 2 more here. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try and find 1 more at random, and then I'm going to show you 1 more that's kind of one of my favorite stories to tell. I could pull Voivod out based on this, although for them it was more the name. Okay, this was not a candidate. This is because it was Witchfinder General. And I was like, oh my god, it's Witchfinder General, and it wasn't that the cover of Soviet Invasion was so awesome or anything like that. Actually, this is maybe a good counterpoint. If you look at this one, I actually bought this in spite of the cover. Because they look so lame. And the title is so corny. Marlon Grog, Madman and the Bomb. And I came across this cheap, so I was like, okay, well, I'm getting a deal on it, so I guess I'll roll the dice. And it's okay, but it's about as good as it looks. So, yeah, so I don't want to count that one. Let's find a better one than that. I don't know if this is coming through at all, but this is just so fucking good. This is Temple of Set by Street Child, as I was saying. Okay. I'm gonna pick a different cube here and go random, and then I'll show you the last one. And then we'll call it. Yeah, Slaughter Destroy, yes. I knew what that one was. Although it was the cover that sucked me in, and in fact that one would be on the list because it's not like I knew Slaughter Extroius when I was growing up. Okay, I'll just own that. But they had been recommended in no uncertain terms, and especially by the time I got this one, I already had a reissue. So, like, I had been steered towards that record by people who I trusted, to whom I'm grateful for steering me towards it. So, incidentally, part of that steering was the Rockadrome guys, or guy now, but guys with Monster at the time. But like, I'm happy to vouch for Dennis from Rockadrome, like, professionally, but like, he's turned me on to so much cool shit over the years. And he probably barely knows me, so you know. Last time I saw the guy was more than 20 years ago. All right, what else do we have here? You know something? Yeah, fuck this, because I feel like this video is going to get boring if I'm just sort of like going through here. So I'm going to pull out the last one. And this is actually, I like this one because this is my best ever blind buy. And I'll even make an exception to the kind of distaste for talking about money shit. Look, I've found two that I want to listen to. Actually, I'll just fucking show you real quick. Why not? So I'm kind of trying different shit out. I'm gonna listen to this Vardis record. I haven't played it in a while. And this Vanguard one. So there we go. Alright, here it is though. Okay, so this one I had never heard of before I laid eyes on it. I saw this on the wall at Amoeba Hollywood. And it was sealed, but they had $75 on it. And there's a business card in here from their agent that was actually taped to the shrink wrap on the back. But I don't want to like dig it out of there right now because, well, you know, some fucking should be in here. It'll be fun to look at. That label. So anyway, though, Tyrant's Reign, man, this is a fucking, like, when it comes to, like, you know, private press, like, this is kind of, I mean, not the holy grail, but it's definitely one that's sought after. It isn't quite a business card, but look at that. You see that? Out of the Cellar Management, and Cellar is spelled wrong. And it's some really good Eastern European sounding name in Chicago. So, as these guys were. So anyway, if you look this up, it's worth a lot more than $75. And it's fucking amazing. But I didn't know anything about this record. And I really think of this as my best ever blind buy. Just because I bought this on the strength of how it made my spidey sense tingle. And I totally fucking won on that dice roll. Because this record's just fucking awesome. As a Street Child, man, I haven't played this in a while. I love this record, dude. Alright. Okay, well that's pretty much it, man. That's my entry for the Grown Man Record Night, whatever the contest was. Oh, Jesus Christ, there's another one I just flipped right past you that I also got based on the cover. Hang on one sec, I got one more. I'm trying to put this away before I lose my spot and have to actually figure this shit out. God damn it. Alright. This one, man. The fucking Valor record. This other one, actually, it's all the I'm busting out all the colored pencils tonight because this is colored pencil too, and also fantastic art. And this guy right there, I always loved him, man. Yeah, these guys are from San Leandro, actually. This isn't all that far from where I lived in California, but I don't recall ever seeing this in the wild. I lived in a couple places in California, actually, so that doesn't even mean anything. Anyway, another one. I knew it was a Jesus record, too. And that's about it. So, yeah. Not completely blind. I'd heard good things about it, but I didn't really know what to expect when I got it, so what the hell, you know? Anyway, that's my entry. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.